Muungano, delegates from member countries of Harakati Muungano, the executives of the Industrial and Commercial Workers Union of the TUC, distinguished personalities, ladies and gentlemen. My mission here at this time is to throw some light on Harakati Muungano. I believe when the name is mentioned, the first question that comes to mind is how and why Harakati Muungano. I will rely on info data to illustrate and to show to you what Harakati Muungano is and what our objectives are. Obviously, Harakati Muungano is a Swahili word which most of you will know. If you take the over 7,000 languages in the world, over 2,000 are spoken on the African continent. Of the over 2,000 languages spoken on the African continent, the dominant ones are colonial in heritage, except for Swahili. You have made mention of English that dominates with over 200 million speakers. Then will be followed by French with over 1 million speakers. And then you can have Arabic with over 150 million speakers. That is being competed by Swahili, which also does an equal 150 million speakers. Then you can move to Spanish, Hausa, Igbo, Portuguese, and others that follow. We are an Pan-African organization, and in defining our identity, we could not make or settle on a better name than the most widely spoken, a name in the most widely spoken language on our continent, and that is why we choose Harakati Muungano. So, what is the meaning of Harakati Muungano? Harakati Muungano simply translates into union movement, a union association, a union group. So, we identify ourselves as a union movement, a Pan-African union movement. And using infographic data to explain a few points, I think Swahili was adopted by the AU at the 5th or 9th session as the African language in section 796. And the UN also has adopted it as an unofficial UN language. In fact, it's only Swahili and Portuguese that the UN has given that designation. We define ourselves as a union movement also. We have come to the decision that Africa can liberate itself and grow from strength to strength and be competitive in today's global space by pooling resources together. In Africa, the regional blocks we have, ECOWAS, SADC, ICAS, EAC, have lived in some stalemate for some time. If ECOWAS is about the most vibrant, maybe then East African community is also pushing its way. But even with ECOWAS, there are challenges. A few of our delegates have had some interesting experiences at coming to this conference. And that is the reason why Harakati Muungano is of rank importance to today's generation and to the succeeding generation. Even if ECOWAS should pool its resources together, ECOWAS composed of a 300 million population, a GDP of around 734 billion US. So, at initio, we have a platform to be competitive. 15 countries, 734 billion, can boast of a consumer market, we can boast of resources that will make us competitive in today's world. But if we have barriers and borders and continue to face difficulty trading from one country to the other, impediments which can just be wished away by protocol but will not be done. If we continue to maintain this balkanized state, Africa will continue to have a difficulty in being competitive in today's global world. And that is why Harakati and Muungano must punch hard, even at every street, to realize the establishment of this consolidated union that our fathers started and our great generation is pushing but having difficulty in reaching the desired objective. If you look at the global economy of 105 trillion, that is, this is a 2023 data, and it's year due. If you look at the global economy of 105 trillion, the global economy, Africa's share of this global trade is a whopping 3 trillion. The combined GDP of Africa is 3 trillion. If you sum up the whole African GDP, including our heavyweights, we just occupy 3 trillion of 105 trillion global GDP. What that means is Germany's GDP alone surpasses the combined GDP of Africa. Africa's GDP combined is on a par with that of the United Kingdom and near France. So let's just start this picture. For developed economies whose GDP can outmatch Africa's combined GDP, they are pooling resources to unite, and we have a European Union that is championing and pushing Europe's agenda. For we, the developing economies like Africa, whose combined GDP, not talk about the balkanized states and the GDPs we have, whose combined GDP will even struggle to be competitive, we have difficulty pulling resources together and uniting, whether at the sub-regional level, whether at the national, at the union itself level. Then it's for today's generation to rethink what we want for ourselves tomorrow. The slogan, the cliche now is the Africa we want. Agenda 2063. If you randomly walk through the street and you ask any of just if you're within campus and ask them, what does Agenda 2063 and what is it about? You have difficulty getting people to explain what it is about. And that tells the state of the African story. And it's a tragedy, what we call African tragedy. And that is why you and I today, taking this giant step, must make it a decisive point to work to collapse physical colonial barriers, to work to eliminate trade barriers, to push for deep policy reforms that will see Africa position itself and become competitive in the 21st century. I gathered a few data just philosophy the points. If you take the major enterprises, the MNCs and MNEs of this world, the first 10 would outdo the combined GDP of Africa. The first 10. We only talk about independent African countries. So, for independent African countries, whether even on big players like the Nigerians, the Egyptians, the South Africans, if they sit to negotiate, they negotiate from a position of strength or from a position of weakness. And that is what we should be thinking critically about. If you take the wealthiest people of the world, just individuals, the first 25 have a sum worth that is more than the combined GDP of Africa. individuals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 25. And that is the African story. And so if we want to take a step that can translate into Africa creating wealth to trickle down to benefit each and every one of us, then we definitely have to pool resources together. Union should be the catchphrase. And Harakati of Muungano is ready to play its role. You and I must be determined to nurture this baby to its fruitful growth points. In Africa, we continue to place much more emphasis on politics than commerce or trade. If you listen to most of our airwaves, it's about politics, and very little about trade. Africa is the only continent whose trade amongst its member countries runs below the 20% mark. Africa does around 15%, under 15% trade between African countries. Europe does pass 60%, North America does pass 50%, ASEAN does pass right and is inching up. We, even at 15, can't be said to making the mark. When data was priced, I guess it was inching from 13 about somewhere around 40. We are touting African continental free trade area. It's been adopted by 47 countries. But try for the average man producing, for some of us here who are businessmen who do, just try marketing or transporting your goods from Ghana to maybe Nigeria, from Ghana to Nigeria, from Sierra Leone to Liberia to Ivory Coast to Ghana. And then now let's challenge the AFCDC. And we can't live with ourselves. Because not until the deputy calls forth establishing a union that will strengthen the African Union agenda, Africa will continue to want to try. And not a good story for Africans. These are what we witness on African borders. And trade has been proven to be the best engine to lift people out of poverty. And if we are not in a position to trade among ourselves, to free our borders, to eliminate tariffs or reduce tariffs, then it shouldn't be surprising when African countries continue to wallow in one poverty, fighting among ourselves, anger. Typical African border. I used to see on our border, I had a discussion with some of our colleagues and I said, if you move from, even for those who are developed, who have wealth, and at times, often not even at times, extend aid to us. If you move from maybe France to Belgium to maybe Netherlands to Germany, but for the languages that will change, you even notice you cross one border to the other. But here we are, trading. We want to be wealthy. Harakati is Muungano. Our tax is clearly defined. Because we are not doing well on the trade front, and our share of global GDP continues to dwindle. And because we are not producing enough, and we are virtually dependent on the developed economies. This is the sad story of Africa. What I call African tragedy. Floods, poverty, swallow, conflicts, child soldiers, civil wars, brutality, savagery, anger, malnutrition, hunger, food aid, drought, famine, drought, refugees, migration, and this is what our people go through to escape their countries. I watched one news item, and an African refugee loaded vessel had capsized just like this. And some aid agencies were assisting and trying to get some back to their countries, assist some with a needed support that they can. And I had two such African nationals. I don't mention the country, saying clearly on stage that he is better off going ahead, going through the seas and dying and returning to his country. That is where Africa gets into the tragedy of Africa. You and I have a challenge, and we should be seen to be planting that seed for succeeding generations to benefit. Our parents play their role by battling the colonialists and granting us independence. What story do we have to tell the succeeding generation? That is what we are here to discuss. How African citizens are treated outside, even when they succeed in making it to so-called greener pastures. So, this is what Africa faces. This age must challenge us to impact positively on our generation. These are the reasons why we, as an organization, Harakati of Muungano, you and I, we organically have decided that enough is enough, and that now Africa must take a stand, and the generations of today must be willing and ready to communicate amongst ourselves, to share ideas, to build on elements that will pull us together and divide us. But we have a lot that bind us together and divide us. And so, ladies and gentlemen, that is the story that has led Harakati of Muungano. So, for the organization, these are the objectives that meeting after meeting, the convention has decided to adopt. So, we actively work to establish a consolidated union in Southern Africa. Value, we promote whole liberty, promote and uphold justice, promote and uphold equality. The mission is to unite and develop the present and continuing generations of Southern Africans. We work in all fields, economic space, political space, cultural space, and relevant sectors. We will not start colonial borders, eliminate trade barriers, integrate our institutions, promote the development of African countries, and unite the countries South Africa. And we can break news down the other further substance. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the how and why of Harakati. Thank you for your attention.